before we actually continue... What? What do you mean I can't use the Poke Portal? Oh, hold on. Let me go outside, apparently. I was gonna say, before we do any more classes, before we finish up the last of our classes, we need to go to the Pokemon Portal, or the Poke Portal, because we have recently been given some mystery codes. Hold on. Let me get my handy-dandy phone here, as it has the codes. Make sure there's no recent ones. There's a recent one right here. This is exactly why I check. Okay, so this one... Oh god, hold on. This... IT... I think there's like 4. I think there's 4 codes to put in, so... And these apparently give you like a chance to get... What does it say here? Stardust, Star Piece, or Comet Shards. And of course, if you don't like read it or time, I'll put it right there on my screen. Let's see, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? We got a Star Piece. Is it just one? Okay, whatever. Well, the next one is called Go Friendly Shop. So, how do you spell... well, I was just about to ask, how do you spell friendly? Friendly... Shop. Receiving your gift. Please do not turn off the power. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Give us a Comet Shard. Give me a Comet Shard, baby. Please. Fuck. Okay, well, the next one is called B... Fashion Leader. How many more codes are there, dude? Fuck. What? I entered the code wrong. B. Oh, I did spell it wrong. Hold on. There we go. Searching for gifts. How many more is there? Let me check. 1, 2, 2. And for in case you guys are wondering, like, how soon can I get these codes? You can redeem these codes before January 15th. Apparently January 15th is the last day. Now this next one is called Enjoy, right? Enjoy Gourmet. What? Oh. R-U-M... Gourmet. God fucking... What do you mean? Enjoy. G-O-U. Oh, G-0-U. R-U. Oh. Gourmet. I don't know how many... The thing is, I don't know how many codes we're going to actually be getting before the 15th, because the 15th is Sunday. So the 15th is a Sunday, but I don't know. Alright, and the last code we have here is make what to machine. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't you tell me I spelt it wrong, god damn it. Okay. So yeah, that's all the codes for right now. I don't know, again, I don't know how many there are left. I don't know if we're getting any more. But now, we haven't gotten a comet shard yet, right? We just been getting Stardust. Fuck you. Alright, well, I'll see you guys back in class here in a second. Alright, next class, what are we doing? Art. Mr. Hassel. The Elite Four guy. Yeah. This should be interesting, huh? Look at this class. Greetings, I am Hassel. I will be teaching this art class. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Now, let me be candid for one moment. I imagine that many of you will forget all that you learn in this class once you graduate. After all, you don't need even a basic understanding of artwork, much less a refined appreciation of beauty for most exams or jobs. So in my class, a waste of time for you, eh? I think not. At least I certainly hope it isn't. Think for a moment, all of you. What is beauty anyway? What makes something beautiful? The eye of the beholder. Interesting. Thank you, Chimera. Oh, I don't mean to suggest there's a correct answer to my query. The important thing is that you all take time to think about it. Think about why we must find beauty in a flower blooming on the side of the road, for example. Question why the sky is a different shade of blue than the ocean, or why the leaves change color. Ponder the windmills of Artezone and how they move. Contemplate the chilling bite of the waters at Cascarafa. I'm sure you'll find that every little detail with your lives will seem more vivid, more impactful, if you just take a moment to stop and think. And I am certain that you will stop and truly appreciate the little beauties of this world. It will help pull you through the days where your studies have you exhausted or when work has dampened your spirits. Do pardon me for waxing philosophical. You don't need to understand all of that now. To put it simply, it is true that one doesn't need art to survive, but it certainly makes surviving much more enjoyable. It is my hope that this class will add even a little bit of color to your lives. That's all for today. Next time, we'll try a more hands-on approach for appreciating beauty. You know, I want to know where I can find a clothing store. I would really like to find a clothing store because I'm tired of this outfit. Like, I don't know, man. Alright, moving on. Chop chop. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. In our previous class, we discussed what beauty is, which might have been a little bit boring for you. So today, I thought I would mix things up a little to pique your interest in art. Allow me to introduce our special guest. Is it Ditto? Oh, it's a Gibble. Gibble? This is Professor Gibble, the assistant lecturer for today. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you'd be so kind as to terrestrialize for us. What? Just terrestrializing in the class? Wham. Oh, look, Penny's here. As some of you may already know, a Pokemon can terastallize if you use a Terra Orb. Normally, Professor Gibble would be of the Dragon type, but by terastallizing, it succeeded in changing its type. So class, what type do these lovely, glistening flowers above Professor Gibble's head represent? The grass type. Excellent, Chimera. Full marks for you. These beautiful flowers blooming above Professor Gibble's head shows that it has now become a grass type. The shape of the Terra Jewel above a Pokemon's head depends on the Pokemon's Terra type. To summarize, if an opponent's Pokemon terastallizes during battle, observe a Pokemon's Terra Jewel closely to see which type it has become, and choose effective moves accordingly. It is my sincere hope that today's lecture will help you all achieve beautiful victories. See, why couldn't school be like this? Where it actually seems fun and interactive and enjoyable. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of students and kids these days don't have it good. As simple as that, I don't think they got it good anymore. Like back in my elementary and middle school, it was actually pretty good. High school was shaky, had its moments, but it wasn't bad. Hello class, it is I, Hassel yet again. I've been told that my previous lecture about the terrestrial phenomenon was very well received. Thank you all for your kind words. In fact, Miss Dendra specifically requested that I impart even more battle knowledge to my students. So I have decided today that we'll take another look at how a Pokemon can terastallize. Professor Gibble, chop chop. Now then, Professor Gibble, if you'd be so kind as to terastallize for us. So he's now a ice type. Now what do we have here? Last class we saw grass type terastallizing, but this time we have something of a different shape. Observe the Terra Jewel resembling a snowflake. Its dendritic shape is stunning to behold. It's a little chilly standing so close to it. So class, what Terra type do you imagine this jewel might represent? Excellent, Chimera. Full marks for you. The reason the snowflake is shining above Gibble's head is simple. It is now an ice type. And because Professor Gibble is currently the ice type moves would not be very effective against it. Keep in mind, usually they would deal quadruple damage to Gibble. Now, here's some trivia about snowflakes. While snowflakes may come in many different shapes and sizes, most are classified as hexagons. Just think of it, snowflakes fall from the sky, taking similar shapes without anyone saying that they must. Do you not feel the great mystery of nature, the beautiful enigma we live in? This is a bit of a tangent, but Mr. Jacques' glasses are also hexagonal, aren't they? I almost forgot to mention that you can change a Pokemon's Terra type at the Treasure Eatery located in Medali. Oh. See, that's... So the thing is I wanted to change Olivia's Terra type to Ice. So, like, we don't take flying damage or bug damage, right? But I didn't know where to go. Because I also forget that there's actual buildings in this game you can go inside and, like, talk to people. So maybe sometime we'll have to go backtrack again. Just to do that. But let's take our... We're at the midterm already. I do hope you're all ready, because it is time for your midterm exam. Hey, Nimona. Focus and do your best. And begin. What is the name of the gemstone that glows over a Pokemon's head when it terastallizes. Terrajewel. When the answer to question 1 is in the shape of flowers, what does the type represent? What shapes are most snowflakes classified as? Where is the eatery that allows you to change Terra type? What makes something beautiful? There's no correct answer. Time's up. That's it for today's test. Pencils down, please. I would rather not have students worry about passing or failing in my art class, but tests are tests after all. Anyway, good work everyone. You can check your results on the front desk. It feels great to get the test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. Flying colors. Fucking easy. Would you like to take art with Mr. Hassel? Sure. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. I'm pleased to say that everyone did very well in the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy, please come in. I don't remember if we gave him a voice. But he's the grass-type gym leader. I am Brassius. I am an artist, and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius here mainly creates three-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora, found in Artizone. Many of you who challenged at the Artizone gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. I hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Hass's class. Old Hass is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is precisely thanks to Hass that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy. I have nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today, I hope you will guide this class in a way only you can. Of course. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Hass mentioned? Surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone tell what my mood was when I crafted it? I don't know. Happy? No. I don't know what it was. No. Completely and utterly wrong. When I made that sculpture, I had surrendered all hope. I was prepared to give up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora. That's exactly it, Hass. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was only concerned with fame and fortune. But all my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Hass. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details, but in the end I was able to leave all that behind. And that also is when I created the Sunflora. Remarkable. Even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that you adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself, and do whatever your heart desires. So long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit, I am beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Hass, and farewell to your pupils as well. Damn. Oh, Brassy, I can't believe it. Such wonderful class. Thank. He's gonna cry. Her. You know, real quick, I'm gonna save. Art 5. Hey, Arvin's here. Hello class, it is I, Hassel yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. I was so touched by Brassia's story that I simply could not contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the materials for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? I actually don't know if I have. As the name would imply, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites. Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. Then there's also the peak of the Glacido Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on the Glacido Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glacido Mountain? No need to gasp at straws. Oh my god, don't tell me. The 3-pronged cliff of Glacido Mountain is in fact known as Glacido's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looking like a Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province, where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant, it is known as the Million-Volt Skyline. I hear it's quite the hotspot for dates, and deservedly for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do the kids say these days? A very fleek selfie spot. Fleek. Do people even say that shit anymore? Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their okay. Jesus Christ. Choke trying to say that shit. Ugh. How often do we visit some tourist spots only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes, a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Well, that's it for today, class. Thank you for your attention. I think I like Cass as one of my favorites so far. He's very, like, to the point, but, like, he's super chill. I think he's definitely a super cool teacher. Hello class, it is I Hassel yet again. How time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. There's absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today: ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there's a person in Cascarafa who can give you the Best Friends ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as the Rowdy Mark or Vigor Mark. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your astounding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon with ribbons or marks? You can change their title. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you can send out a Gibble with the best friend's ribbon by declaring, "Go, Gibble the great friend." And while I know I just said marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently, Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These marks, such as Gourmand Mark, the Item Finder Mark, the Partner Mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try and work out to get to shit. Next to the final exam. The final exam. Alright. The art final. That's what Gengar did. Alright, big boss. Give it to us. I do hope you're all ready, because it's time for your final exam. Focus and do your best. And begin. What is the name of the restaurant where you can change your Pokemon's Terra type? The Treasure Eatery. What is the name of Brassie's signature art installation we discussed in class? Surrendering Sunflora. How many waterfalls are counted among the 10 sites? 2. Where can you find the million-volt skyline? Levincia. And finally, the marks of Pokemon are present when you first meet, and none can be added later. That's false. You can add them later depending on certain situations. Thank you all so much for learning about art with me. The time we shared has left a mark that I will treasure, I promise you. And it's my sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater, more prosperous futures. And that's all. Good work, everyone. You can receive your results from the front desk. Appreciate you, boss. Boss man. Ooh. Alright, we got one more class. Home. Mr. Saguaro. Home economics. This has to be the guy, right? That I'm thinking of. He's got like he's like a house husband appearance. Kind of. I thought I was wearing an apron. I don't even know. I'm not going to do it. I see we have some energetic young ones in our class this time around. You may call me Mr. Saguaro. Your time here with me will be spent obtaining knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life. Many of you have left the care of your parents to live here on your own in the academy dormitory. I pray that the knowledge I impart to you will improve the quality of your lives and the necessities thereof: food, clothing, and shelter. Of those 3 categories, I assume the most pressing and interesting for you all is food. When you eat sandwiches on your picnic, the HP of all your party Pokemon will be restored. You will also gain something called meal powers, which can provide all manner of benefits. For example, these powers can make Pokemon easier to catch or increase the XP points that your Pokemon receive. I think you will also find that the breadth of these effects can be expanded by crafting sandwiches of superb flavor. What's more, there is a certain something that is particularly important that if we wish to receive meal powers with even more helpful effects. Let's see, Miss Chimera, tell me, what must you keep in mind to receive an even more helpful meal powers? Perfectly correct. Perhaps you're already aware of this fact from having helped your family with cooking at home. Your choice of ingredients, including both fillings and condiments, is an important factor in gaining even more helpful meal powers. For example, using sweet ingredients in your sandwiches may help you gain egg power, including numerous bitter ingredients, on the other hand, can give you an item drop power. Learning to aim for specific effects when crafting sandwiches will almost certainly make your culinary endeavors more enjoyable. Please be aware, however, that you can also receive meal powers by eating at restaurants. I must say that I would feel the utmost joy if you all learned here in my class. If you all learned much here in my class and came to better understand home economics. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Farewell to you, Big Chief. Like I said, I wonder if we're gonna get like a reward or some thing for this, I guess? I don't know. Put away your phones. It is time to begin class. In our last class, I believe we talked about the effects you can get from food on your picnics. You can receive meal powers and even restore HP of all the Pokemon in your party. It is a truly convenient means of healing your Pokemon. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you're aware, it is not suited for use in battles when you cannot make food or when you wish to restore HP quickly. In times such as those, you should make use of a healing item such as potions, which you can purchase from Pokemarts or at the school store. Healing items are immediately effective and can be used anytime when you open your bag. They are, however, consumed after one use. Potions restore 20, Super Potions restore 60, and Hyper Potions restore 120. The pricier the item, the more HP it will restore. Keep in mind how much money you have when you are stocking up on these items. However, unforeseen happenings are an inextricable part of traveling from place to place. Imagine, if you will, the following scenario. You have found yourself with injured Pokemon, but you have no potions, you're out of sandwich ingredients, and there are no Pokemon centers nearby. Tell me, Miss Chimera, what did you search for in a perilous event situation? Items on the ground. I see you are well learned in survival techniques. If you see something shiny on the ground, it is actually an item that has been dropped there. You may be able to find a restorative item such as an orange berry or a potion in this way. You can use the R button to send your Pokemon to pick up items as well. And then there are berries, of course. Berries, by the way, aren't like items in the shops. If you let your Pokemon hold one, it'll decide on its own when to eat the berry during battle. Letting your Pokemon decide this timing for itself can be quite interesting. At any rate, if you find yourself in need of a healing, I suggest you look around for shiny items on the ground. If you can't find such items, there are other methods that may employ your healing. But I can see the bell demands a topic wait. God damn. I feel like just this constant talking has been making me salivate. Which, I don't know if that's considered gross, or if that's a normal thing. But hey. I don't know. In my last class, I taught about HP restoration. However, after class, I was asked by several of you about power points, commonly known as PP. When a Pokemon loses all of its HP, it faints and can no longer battle. When that happens, what then happens to a Pokemon when it loses all of its PP? It can't use its moves. When a Pokemon runs out of PP, it can no longer use its moves. However, each move has its own store of PP, so you can mitigate PP loss by using a variety of moves rather than just one repeatedly. If a Pokemon loses all PP for all of its moves, it would only be able to use Struggle, an action that also damages the Pokemon that uses it. In order to avoid this predicament, PP can be restored at a Pokemon Center along with HP. Items such as Ethers and Max Ethers can also be used to restore PP. Be careful not to confuse potions with Ethers in the heat of battle. However, Ethers are not sold at shops, so you should use them judiciously if you find them. The stronger the move, the lower its PP. Do not waste uses of these moves unless you wish to quickly run out of PP. It is important to find balance in a Pokemon's set of moves. As you can see, HP isn't the only thing you must keep an eye on while adventuring with Pokemon. I hope that you will take care to ensure that your partner Pokemon can perform at their best. Fuck. We're almost done. Oh, we're doing the midterm and then... what, 3 classes? 3 classes and a final? So like 4 classes left? Ugh, it's too much talking. The time has come to test how well you have learned here in my class. Let's begin the information simmering in your brains from a last minute cram session fades. Which is not an effect of a picnic meal? Increasing speed. Which of the following affects the kinds of meal powers? Wait. Which of the following affects the kind? Okay. Which of these berries restore HP? Oranberry. Lendro wanted his Pokemon to decide on its own when it uses its item, so he gave it an Oranberry. This will work as he hopes. Yes. If a move runs out of PP, it can no longer be used. If a Pokemon runs out of PP for all of its moves, it can only sit there in frustration. No, it uses... I don't know. I don't know how that... In frustration? I mean, you technically struggle when you're frustrated. How do we do? Oh, so good and tasty. Ek 4. So is it 4, 5, 6 test or is it 4, 5 test? I think it's 4, 5, 6 test. Maybe. Though some of you had to retake the midterm exam multiple times, I'm glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. I feel honored to see that the knowledge of and skills indispensable for daily life has taken root in all of you. I trust that you all will work just as hard on your life skills in the second half of our course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which was inspired by a question I received on the subject of meal powers. The student who asked me this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary arts. It's Arvin. He tells me that he regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention to the ingredients he uses. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers. So tell me, Miss Chimera, since you did quite well on your midterm exam, what should, this young man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? I just called out Arvin. He should make food more often. He should make food with other people. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich with others, you'll be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, which in turn makes it possible to receive a meal power of increased effectiveness. This applies more broadly as well. When dealing with a difficult issue, working with others to solve that issue may be the best course of action. I'm sure that Arvin will likewise work with his friends. Oh, you fucking idiot. The identity of the male student is not a matter of privacy. Oh, is a matter of privacy, so I would ask that you do not pry too deeply. Damn. He really just called him out like that. Oh, do I have water? I have water over there. Hold on. my throat is parched. I'm coming. I'm coming, don't worry. Let me take a little beverage. Shoo! While you're out performing field work with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? Now, I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. I am speaking of its becoming filthy. Pokemon battle. They get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I have seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing the issue. This is deplorable. Let me ask this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Me. What should you do if your Pokemon is dirty? Clean it up. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is, of course, simply common sense. While you're having a picnic, you can approach the Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. One such action is putting them through what I like to call the Pokemon wash. In other words, you are able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth. Then you simply wash it away with a spray of water. This will get your Pokemon clean and shining as bright as a Terra Jewel. It's certainly quite a bit of a show. Oh, bit of work. But this will also restore HP and secure status conditions. However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed or that they would rather not get wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. Now, the most important point that I must mention is that some Pokemon like to be dirty. Although I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. What Pokemon would that be? Maybe the pig, like Lechonk? Those motherfuckers like getting muddy all the time, right? Wouldn't clean them off. Elephants? Probably not good to clean an elephant because they need like the mud and dirt to like brush off bugs. I imagine fire types don't like getting wet or sprayed with water. I don't know. Home economics is the study of life's necessities, but looking back on our time together, I realized that I focused almost entirely on food. I hope it is not too late to shift to a discussion of clothing, another necessity in our class. As I'm sure you're aware, our academy has an air of freedom about it. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Paldea. However, students are free to wear whichever style they wish whenever they please. You should all have received 4 sets of tops and bottoms, one each for spring, summer, fall, and winter, when the academy accepted you. If by chance you are not aware of this, you may wish to peruse your wardrobe. As long as you wear our school uniform, the rest of your ensemble need not be school issued. This includes your bag or your hat if you choose to wear one. You're even free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Salvatore's hairstyle, for example, would almost certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me. There's one more thing I'd like to decorate, which I must say I find quite charming. The dorm rooms. Oh, you bitch. Oh, Rotom phones. What's that? How very intriguing. So there's a shop called Delibird Presents, where you can purchase cases for your Rotom phones. I thank you for that useful bit of information. I shall have a go myself first thing tomorrow to get an adorable case for my own liking. Forgive me, I seem to have gotten a little carried away with this small talk. As this class known as Home Economics nears its end, I offer these final words to you who have been honing everyday life skills with me. My field of study is not so decisive as the likes of mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves, to take care of your Pokemon, to decide what you wear in the morning when you awaken, I would be honored if what I have taught you serves to smoothen out and enrich your lives, even if only a little. This sentiment was imparted to me by Mr. Hassel and his particular outlook on such matters. Alrighty. Final exam for the final class. And then we'll probably talk to some teachers for a bit or something. The time has come to test how well you have learned in my class. Let's begin before the information simmering in your brains from a last-minute cram session fades. Which of the following meal powers makes it easier to come across a shiny Pokemon? Sparkling power? Which of the following is not an effective egg power? I don't know. What is a simple yet important tactic for increasing the effectiveness for meal powers? What is the correct action to take when your adorable become dirty? Pokemon wash. This is a question about Academy rules. Should you change your uniform tops and bottoms to properly match each season? It doesn't matter. The time for answering questions has come to an end. Please stop writing. I made the questions a little easier than I'd planned to, as a way of saying thank you for informing me about Rotom phone cases. I trust that you all gave this exam everything you had so that you will not have to retake it. Please remember to ask your scores at the front desk. Alright, the last class. What do we get? Come on. Five out of 5. You have now finished all of your classes and passed all of their exams. I have this for you from Dr. Clavel. Okay. Now you can focus all your efforts on the treasure hunt. Be careful out there. So what if I re-talk to her? No. Okay, let's see real quick. Entrance hall. There's still stuff going on here. Oh, we can talk to her. Wait, we can talk to her again? You bitch! Wait, we already tried talking to her, though. It didn't let us. Maybe we have to do it first? Cafeteria. Looks like Miss Time is in there. Where is she? What do you mean, where do I want to go? You stupid bitch. Fucking fuck you. Fuck you. Move. Excuse me. No. There she is. What is she doing? Chimera, you scared me. Were you cooking something? Oh no, I'm not here for any food related at all. I was just walking around the entrance hall, and I felt an intense gaze that I told you about before. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria has only one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they followed me here. Ah, someone's come just now. Huh? That's weird. I thought I saw her come in here. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl. I felt like I've seen her several times before. She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, maybe I'll go start up a conversation myself. It could be a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you were here with me. So can I talk to her again? Okay. Oh, the girl's not even here anymore. Okay, let's go to the art room. Oh. Hey. Why, if it isn't Chimera? I have a question for you. Do you find my class difficult? It's just right for me. That is certainly good to hear. So, Chimera, you chose to take on the gyms as part of your treasure hunt. That must mean you like Pokemon battles, is that correct? Yes, sir. One naturally becomes skilled at doing what they enjoy. That must be why you're so strong. Ah, do forgive me for springing such an odd question upon you so suddenly. I often find myself pondering the nature of strength these days. Anyway, thank you again for your input. So can I talk to him again? No. How many people can we talk to? Oh. Can we decorate our dorm too, by the way? That'd be pretty nice to know. What's up, big guy? Welcome to the Helm Economics classroom. I consider this to be my very own castle of sorts. Miss Chimera from 1A. Rumors of your activities always seem to be bombarding me from all sides. Indeed, people from all over have been talking about how strong of a battle you are and the amazing Pokemon you take along with you. You're quite the object of everyone's interest, though I imagine that may be bothersome for you. The Home Economics class is something of a place of rest for the Academy students, you see. Here they delight in sharing the latest gossip and the like while enjoying a light snack. You come up quite often in those talks recently, Miss Chimera, so much that I find myself intrigued. If it's not much of a burden for you, I would very much enjoy having you come see me again sometime. Chat again? No. Oh, he's in the cafeteria now. You know, we can take care of this. We can take care of the rest of this next episode. It's like, we just finished our classes. I don't want to go just talking to fucking teachers again, dude. You know what I mean?